Twisted World.
I'd like to welcome all you little boys and girls. It's time once again for Maury's Twisted World.
Okie dokie, apologies to Bunnyman yet again, but this is going to go on a while and I couldn't have 30 seconds to waste at the beginning. It's Friday the 9th of November 2007, or it could be Saturday the 10th by the time I get this all recorded and a video made, and who knows. Anyways, this is the sole podcaster of Morty's Twisted World and most misunderstood fucker on the site, Will Riker. Now, before I get underway with these awards, I would just like to point out that these awards are purely for fun. So please, if you won an award that you aren't happy with, take it in the twisted sense of fun that it was meant with. And please, for the love of fuck, take it in fun. Now, last year's awards show went on far too long, in my opinion, and with 29 categories to get through, I'm not going to stop pissing around too much with silly voices and everything this year. And in that spirit, let's get underway with the second annual MTW Forum Awards. And first up is the award for friendliest MTW member, and it was pretty much a runaway vote. For the second year running, with 50% of the votes cast in this category, it is Purple Dragon. And next up we have the funniest member award. Now this was close, with 5 people tied at one point, but it ended up with 2 people sharing it. For the second year running, with 15% of the votes, is Arndog, and he shares with Purple Dragon. Next up, we have the award for Best Avatar, and again it was won by the same person as last year, and that would be, quite ironically as it's been removed and changed twice since the voting, with 26% of the vote, me! Yay! I like my little jack-o'-lantern I had when the voting was going on, but not really appropriate for the rest of the year. Anywho, onwards and upwards. Next up we have the award for Best SIG, and this is another quite difficult one to people change the SIGs on a fairly regular basis, and again this one has changed since the voting began. However, with 21% of the vote, it's me again for my undocumented immigrant SIG, but this was a close run thing with I think only 1 or 2 votes in it. Okay, award number 5. This is a new award for this year. It's the Best Rambler, Morty excluded, and this one was pretty damn close, with 3 people with very, very little between them. And the eventual winner, with 32% of the popular vote, Arndog. Next up is Best Podcaster. Go on, guess. Have a guess. I bet you can't. No competition at all in this award because, well, no one else makes podcasts anymore. So with 75% of the vote cast, you're listening to the winner. Rather bizarrely, however, we have a member called Korpppp. He got a vote for Best Podcaster despite never having done a podcast. Go figure. Okay, next up, Sexiest Male. And all I can say is we must have the blindest people on the whole damn interweb on MTW as wrestling the award away from last year's winner, which was Morty last year. With 37% of the vote, your official 2007 Sexiest Male is Irontod. Sorry, I mean Arndog. Next up, Sexiest Female. This was absolutely a wide open field, with no one person really running away with it. Last year it was won by Lil Mama, who barely got a vote at all this year. So see what not being around all year does to you. You lose your damn title. However, our new Sexiest member, as voted for by you for 2007, is my adopted little sis, Nora, with 17% of the votes cast in this category. Best Admin is up next, and I'm sure that some people would want to change their mind on this one, bearing in mind what's happened recently, but that's just tough fucking shit. As with 89% of the votes cast, you give the award to last year's winner, me! Woo! On to another new award now, and this one was for Best Premium Member. And this was running close for a while, but the eventual winner, who ran away with it, taking 33% of your votes cast, was Mommy Salami. And if we have a Best Premium Member, then conversely we have to have a Best Standard Member. And this was one of the categories that had the lowest total number of votes, with some abstaining, others saying who gives a fuck, others saying everyone should be premium. However, your eventual winner, with 54% of the votes cast, was my Mrs. Riker. Next up, Foreign Bitch. And believe me, I do have opinions on this, but I'll be good. I'll keep them to myself. So, despite not being around almost all year until the last week or so, keeping the title for a second year now with 29% of your votes is Makaya. Okay, Biggest Asshole is up next, and it's another one that is retained by last year's winner. Although the percentage of the votes has dropped, he's no less of an asshole. With 47% of your vote, it's the Iron Todd yet again. Biggest Attention Whore. Man, this was a close thing. Again, the votes were fairly evenly spread, but yet again, it's an award that is won and retained by last year's winner. Getting 21% of your vote, the biggest attention whore on MTW is Lady D. So, who is the gayest member on MTW? Now, last year, this award was shared by the Iron Todd and the simply, fantastically, amazingly, pant-wettingly awesome Ray Ray, who had 17% of the vote each. But who is the gayest? Well, with 37% of the votes, winning the award on his own, outright for the year 2007, it's Iron Todd yet again. Although it has to be said, Morty was not too far behind him, if you'll pardon the expression, and get the mental image of Morty behind Iron Dog out of your mind. I apologise if I put that there. Which is something Morty has said to Iron Todd on many an occasion. Boom. Best Link Poster is up next. Now, this one is a little bit of a weird one, as personally I don't feel there's been that many links posted lately. Not really. And with Tattooed One having been MIA due to health issues and so on, he has not retained this award. So, this time, for 2007, it goes to, with 65% of the vote? Really? Me? Somehow? Go figure. Thank you anyway. Next, another new one. Arcade Title Whore. Not going to piss around. This will not amaze anybody at all that with 71% of the vote, the biggest arcade title whore is the one, the only, Mommy Salami. Your biggest word game whore. And another one that didn't surprise me one little bit, with an overwhelming 61% of the votes cast, the biggest word game whore is the Purple Dragon Woman again. And the last of the regular awards is for the most creative member. Now, this was pretty even between me and Maximal, and ultimately the award went to, with 37% of the vote, me! Woo! And so ends part 1 of the awards podcast. If you want to get the awards for the special categories, you'll need to listen to the second part of the podcast, which you will find directly below this one. Bye for now. See you in part 2.
Morty's Twisted World presents another Twisted production. Thank you for listening. Morty'sTwistedWorld.com. My Twisted World!